Every now and then I forget why I'm here. Then it all zaps back into my memory. I'm floating outer space. Spacesuit, helmet, the works. Even if you're in outer space, you're still in a space, just a lot larger. But I was in a place in space you can't get out of unless you go farther. That was a part of our mission, to capture a picture of the edge. I guess if there's an edge, there could be another corner to turn. The crew I was with is a few light years ahead and behind me. My SPS is here to remind me. We spread out like that, they say, for data gathering and testing. It was almost like a Craigslist ad. It's too easy to sign up. They didn't even ask for a driver's license. They promised a hefty pay. They just scanned my eyeball and gave me the suit. They said, go whenever you're ready. So when I tried it on, the window screen on the helmet said, go as far as you can. So I hit OK and continue. And like an infomercial, it showed me the mission to get to the edge and life and space. I was kind of getting into the idea. And all of a sudden, I realized it had already taken off with no warning. And I kept hitting different buttons on the suit, but it would not take me back. But the further I got, the more it tallied up, like a taxi fare. So I'm uber excited to watch my money stack. At this point, I am mission control. I was not trained properly or at all for this mission. But, waiting to take a photo is pretty easy. So, it's ironic that this spacesuit has jets on the back where my thighs are. I'm literally flying by the seat of my pants. I do feel kind of like Iron Man in this thing, though. I mean, I cut through meteors like a hot butter knife. The window on my face screen changes the environment, augmented in virtual reality. So I can see shows, and telepresence allows me to still see people. It's hard to feel how long it's been. Time works differently out here. It seems like the day simulator has passed 3 months, but it says 8 months. I thought it was a crazy idea just to be floating out in space with no ship, but they say the suit is the ship. I always get this ad for a country rock banjo music collection on my screen. When I was a kid growing up, country music and rock music was music that seemed like was for white people only. I mean, I especially never met a young black kid that was into playing the banjo. So I would always skip the ad, but it would always start again and play longer. The country rock banjo ad came on again today. And, I got really frustrated. So I just kept hitting skip. And I think I broke it because there was this flash of light. And all of a sudden, my uncle with the red convertible Cadillac rolled up to me, hopped out of his car. He ran up to me and he said, our culture is in the sunken place. Then everything disappeared. And now I'm back to seeing the darkness of outer space. I thought to myself, what the hell was he talking about? And as soon as I had that thought, suddenly Morgan Freeman appeared and started to break down the history of country rock banjo. And not the more recent, older Discovery Channel Morgan Freeman. No, this was Lean on Me Morgan, Mr. Clark with the bat, okay? Mr. Clark said, what you know as country music was music stolen from slaves, adapted and claimed. What you knew as a banjo was an instrument called the accordion from West Africa, stolen from slaves, adapted and claimed. Rock music, rock and roll was music adapted and claimed. Since the day you were born, you've been lied to by people smiling in your face. Now they done sent you to space. Almost every style of popular American music came from your distorted, picked over culture. Then Mr. Clark looked at me and said, "Is your inner space the sunken place? You have been led to believe you would be going against your culture if you got into country rock banjo. Pretty soon, you won't be cool if you listen to rap. You got Eminem, Post Malone, Lil Xans. Well, don't look at me crazy or funny. That's a real guy. He's a rapper. You like rap, don't you? Well, don't you, boy? These things are stolen property meant to be handed down to you through generations. Now, it's like they're at someone else's house that you have to visit every day. I bet you didn't know it was stolen, did you, boy?" said Mr. Clark. I said, "No, sir." Just then, I had a warning sound with the red flashing lights going off and rumbling the whole suit. And that's when I woke up, drifting in the suit again. How long have I actually been floating out here? When I last looked, it said 8 months. I guess I misread that, because today it says 8 years. It still feels like a couple of days. I may have gotten a little carried away with a few virtual reality experiences, but where am I at this point? That's when I realized my SPS was not calibrating my position in space. I couldn't see how far I was from Earth or how close I was to the edge. Then another flash of light transformed the black void of space to a white void with tiny black speckles scattered all over like black stars. I could see the line where the black void and the white void met each other. At the edge, I could feel the gravity pulling down like it was a massive fall into another void of space. As I stood at the cliff, this was the moment for me to take that picture and bring it home. I set the timestamp and I got the shot. I was a bit confused because the readout says 8 years, but the 8 is sideways. Just then, Mr. Clark appears and says, "Go on and jump, boy. You know you want to. You might as well go see what white space is like. Maybe water is green and trees are blue on some Earth-like planets." While he was still ranting about jumping, I jumped. He was still on the cliff yelling to me as I fell, "Don't kill your brain cells, son." The end.